In this video, we have compiled readers' consultations with Mr. Haruki Murakami regarding their problems in human relations. Here is an email to him from a 54-year-old woman. For the past few years, I have been ignored by one of my coworkers at work. It is very strange because we used to be very close. I just walk into a room while everyone else is chatting and laughing, and she immediately leaves the room. Do I just have to accept this situation? Should I make an effort to repair the relationship? If you have no idea at all, it may be due to some misunderstanding. If so, that is very unfortunate. Of course, one way to repair the relationship is to clear up the misunderstanding face to face, but why didn't you take that step earlier? It may be too late now. The human heart, no matter what the cause or the circumstances, hardens after a certain point. If she acts as if you are not there, you may as well live as lightly as possible accordingly. Sometimes acting is important. Anyway, don't get caught up in her pace. Here is an email to him from an unmarried female reader. I am not married, and I find it hard to live sometimes. I am somewhat estranged from my married friends. How can I live without worrying about being unmarried? You have to find the pleasant aspects of unmarried life and enjoy them to the fullest. Why should you have a hard time? You can live a life that married people envy. I sometimes envy unmarried people. A 39-year-old woman wrote to him. I have a colleague at work who lies without hesitation. When I found out, I was isolated by this colleague. I don't know what to believe when I see other coworkers and bosses who believe her story without question. I have been in trouble with people like that on several occasions. It's hard for people to see through their lies. Everyone is easily fooled by their lies. But after a certain amount of time, people start to notice that something is wrong. Then the person will gradually become isolated. It will be hard, but please bear with it and live with it, knowing that time will surely solve the problem. This is an email to him from a 28-year-old woman. I am afraid of people. It is interfering with my life. How can I overcome my fear? Sometimes when I look at the internet, I see the fear of human nature and sometimes I get scared. So, I try to avoid looking at the internet as much as possible. I think you should try to avoid looking at things you don't like as much as possible. Everyone lives more or less with a dark part in their hearts, but at the same time, all of us also have a bright and wonderful part to compensate for it. It would be nice to be able to actively trust those things. Here is an email to him from a 34-year-old woman. I am isolated in my company and resigned because of my health condition. I had a hard time because some of my seniors tried to put me in a bad position and my bosses stopped dealing with me. I did nothing wrong, so I tried my best to endure, but in the end I couldn't take it anymore and resigned. Your short story Silence is about a similar situation. I found out about that work after I resigned, and in a way it saved my heart. I had a similar experience and wrote that short story based on my feelings at that time. It is an exceptionally realistic story among the short stories I have written so far. I had no choice but to write it that way. I'm very happy if it helped you feel a little bit better. But I am sure there are many people all over the country who are experiencing similar feelings. Here is an email to him from a 24-year-old woman. My father is like a child grown up as he is. He has violent emotional ups and downs, and at times he is violent with me and tries to force his opinions and values on me. I can't help it, so I have to leave my parents' home to work. By the way, his mother does not help and I am very troubled by her. You are living away from your parents' home, which I think is a very good thing. The only way to get away from such problematic parents is to leave them anyway. I think you should be open enough to lose your relationship with your parents for the betterment of your own life. Parents are not something we can choose, and if we can't choose them, the only thing we can do is to let them go away as peacefully as possible. What do you think? Sometimes it is necessary to cut ties with people in a bold way.